Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build. Today we're going to be building a road to our zombie spawner, or the entrance to our zombie spawner, and once we get there we're going to build a nice ruined temple that's all overgrown and hidden away in the forest, and also a little kind of underground chamber underneath that where we're eventually going to store some villagers, hopefully. So you can see coming through, decorating the road. Again, this is something we've seen, I think, in quite a few of these videos now. Just making things look overgrown, trying to set them into the environment a bit and make the forest floor look a bit more interesting than it normally does in Minecraft. I particularly like this part of the road where it's in quite dense forest, and I like the effect that making all of the grass undergrowth has. Now we are at the top of the zombie spawner and just putting in the final piece of road, and again decorating it with the grass and the leaves. And now it's time to clear some space to actually build our temple. I went through quite a number of shears doing this, but we are pretty much cleared now, and it's time to do a little bit of terraforming just to make the area flat and give us a nice space to build on. I normally like to have a nice flat area to do at least the main part of the build. So now let's get on with the build. We're going to start by building a tower, which is still mostly standing, and then to the side of it we're going to build just kind of enough ruins to give a hint that there was once a bit of a temple there. This ruin is kind of inspired by various ruined monasteries and churches and similar in the UK. So it's got the big stone brick walls with large buttresses to support what was once the height of the structure. So on this side you can see the buttress is a bit different because we are turning it into kind of vaults, I guess, for what was once like the main room of the church / temple thing. There's still only 2 pillars left standing, and the rest we are just going to kind of give the hint that they were there once by adding a whole bunch of rubble on the floor around the place. And this also kind of also sells the idea that there was once walls there rather than just forest. Now we're finishing off the top of the tower part. We're going to bring up the back corner just so that it draws the eye a bit and is higher than the rest, and that lets the eye kind of get drawn up the whole build and you get to take in the whole thing. And it's just an interesting shape. And then going through, turning some of the stone brick into cracked stone brick and mossy stone brick and putting some stuff in the floor. Okay, so the structure is done, and now we are doing the overgrown part. We want this to feel like it's a ruin that's been lost in the forest, and so we're going to basically bury it in leaves. So we're going to bring the leaves all over the edges and sides of the build, and we're also going to go up, I think now, yeah, go up onto the top and drape the whole top of the structure in leaves as well, just so that it really looks overgrown and reclaimed by nature. Then to get a similar effect, we're going to come through with some bone meal. And once we've finished leafing up the main structure area. Okay, so yeah, here we go. We've got our bone meal, and we're making sure that it's mostly red flowers. This whole forest area is mostly red flowers in the bone meal areas. There's a few yellow ones dotted around, but it's always a good idea to reduce the colour range of flowers that bone meal gives you, just so that areas kind of feel a bit more cohesive and like they're not just scattered with random splotches of colour. And just going through with a bit more bone meal, and there we go. A nice overgrown temple. And the final piece of this puzzle is the underground catacomb slash vaulted chamber slash crypt slash whatever you want to call it. This is going to be where we have a villager trading hall eventually, hopefully. There's a village just a bit further over this hill, so it should be relatively easy to get villagers here. And we're also building a cliff, rather than just cutting straight into the Minecraft terrain. We're going to terraform a little bit and make it have a bit of a more rocky look so that the cave feels a bit more at home. Now inside the crypt we're building like a vaulted roof kind of structure, again inspired by various monastic buildings in the UK. You can see this kind of structure go in basically any cathedral. There'll be this kind of thing underneath, or even inside in parts. I think in particular it was inspired by I want to say there's a place like this in Fountains Abbey in the UK, and there's definitely a place like this in York, beneath the cathedral, I think. Yeah, we don't actually do the interior of this in this video. That's waiting for a future day when we have actual villagers here. I don't know what the interior is going to be like. Probably segment it off and have villagers in the walls, maybe. We'll see. But that's going to do for today. We have a nice underground chamber ready and waiting for villagers, and we have, as we pull back, a nice leafy cliff with a little bit of a sneaky hidden path up to the abandoned temple. I'm really pleased with how this ruined structure in particular came out. Like, I can take or leave the vaulted chamber thing, but this ruin looks really, really good. I'm very happy with it. And that is going to do for today. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.